Welcome to my channel, Sophia4Christ. I thank you so much for joining me again in the great outdoors. Please be sure to watch this video through to the end and also subscribe to this channel. So let's begin. I'm going to ask you to just please ignore the birds. Like I said, I'm outdoors, public park. You may hear some human noises as well. It's just life. So today we're going to talk about the glory of God bringing disruption to your life. I was just reading the story of the Virgin Mary, and if you recall, she was betrothed to be married, and marriage or the event or just that whole thing was a big deal in those ancient times. I am sure that she was quite happy. She was so excited. And so here comes along the angel of God with this bombshell that she, being a virgin, is going to conceive and bring forth the Messiah. And I'm sure that although she was saying yes, probably there were some misgivings. There were definitely misgivings on the part of Joseph when he heard that his betrothed was actually with child. He was assured later by God in a dream that, the conception was of the Lord, and he should continue with everything as usual. I just wonder if sometimes when we sing for your glory, I will do anything. Do we really mean that we'll do anything for the glory of God? Because we can get caught up and believe that, oh yeah, for sure, Jesus Christ, anything for your glory, da 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 da. But do we really mean anything? Are we willing to have our own programs disrupted for the glory of God to be manifested in and through our lives? In reality, we may have some misgivings. We may be like, okay, for your glory, God, in this area, but God, you say this other area, leave it alone. But in order for us to really experience the true glory of Christ, we have to be willing to make 100% a complete surrender of everything concerning our plans, our ideas of how our lives were supposed to progress according to our ideals, and we just have to be willing to surrender all to Jesus Christ. As I was thinking of this topic, the Spirit of God, prompted me and said, hey, share this story. And this is my own personal testimony. So I'm actually trained economist. Specifically, I wanted to remain in academia and everything like that. Of course, there was a moment in time where things weren't going so well, and I was rerouted. And the rerouting, I thought, would have ended with me being in not academics, but more the industry side or the business side, so to speak, or administrative side of my role within academia. So I thought I would be teaching, and that did work out, and I was in this managerial position. Of course, there was a more traumatic, I would think, testimony, but that will be shared in another form later this year, which I am just working on it, and I'll be excited to share the news of that particular form of revelation. It's going to be something new, something fresh, something truly exciting. I was in this managerial position here in Jamaica. It was a position that persons would be very happy to have. I was in the first year. I just got through a very extended period of unemployment, underemployment, and so forth. So I was quite grateful for this new position. I had just relocated to Jamaica, and I was working there for a full, almost a year. I was in my first year, and then the Spirit of God came to me probably about the October thereabouts, November thereabouts. I said, I'm releasing you into your own. He had given me instructions at the beginning of me starting that job that I would not be there for long, that it would just be temporary. So we get towards almost the end of 2017, and in November the Lord gives me the revelation, I'm releasing you into your own. He came back with the same word, I'm releasing you into your own. And I was like, and then the Lord released me to my own indeed, but it required it was a disruption, because really I was earning a certain income level. I was thinking that there were certain investments that I was going to make, certain moves I was going to make as a young professional, because now I had the income to do so. And now the Lord is calling me out into the uncertain of He's releasing me to my own. At the time, I would be online research consultancy, really. online writing, research, and so forth. I'd never done that before. I'd done research before and all of that, just never done it exclusively online. And I would, of course, be in charge of, figuring out, your own client base and all of that, and contracts and all of those stuff. The online platform that the Lord led me to and, showed me. My niece was showing me before, but I was like, But in the July of 2017, the Lord actually had me set up the actual platform. I hadn't really earned anything on it that could really sustain life in Jamaica. But I decided to take the faith step because I believe that if Jesus was calling me to this thing, then of course he would prosper it. And I'm happy to say after a year, and this is now the second year of me being self-employed, I am most grateful because, the Lord, he has been faithful and he has allowed, growth and permanence for 3 months of that first year. I went through a season of me that bringing in any clients and I wasn't really earning, and my faith did shake a bit, and I wondered if I should really be doing this. The devil was tempting me to go back into full-time employment, but the Spirit of God encouraged my heart during that time. During that downtime, I was able to work on other aspects of my business, lay some foundation while I wasn't getting clients for the consultancy aspect. But, the Lord is faithful. He's faithful. And I just want to encourage you. You may be in a situation where Jesus is calling you to do something new, something fresh, and you can't really figure out, Jesus, why are you calling me to do this? Lord, I have these bills. Lord, I have these requirements. I cannot make this faith step that you're calling me to make. I want to encourage you. Step out in faith, because we walk by faith, not by sight. And without faith, it is impossible to please God. So that if the glory of God is going to work through you and even be reflected upon you, it's going to require you to make some sacrifices. The glory of God brings disruption, but just know that the will of God for your life far exceeds anything that you could have come up with for yourself. I thank you so much for listening to this message. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and please also write your comments below. I do value your feedback. Please be sure to also subscribe to this channel, Sophia4Christ. Until next week, may his blessings, peace, and wisdom be upon you all. Bye-bye.